have one. You need a pen too.
August 30th and 31st is a Monday and a Tuesday.
Okay. I don't have snacks.
You know, August 30th is a Monday, right?
31st works better for him.
That's a Tuesday. Well, yeah, okay. Alrighty then. Oh, I guess Josh doesn't have to be in here for that. We'll call August 4th, 2021's Parks Commission of the Village of Holly to order. It's 7:01. We do a roll call, please.
Powers,
Here.
Berger,
Here.
McCanny,
Here.
Peltonen, Hutchins,
Here.
Rankin.
Present. You have the agenda in front of you. Does anybody have any changes? Or if not, I would entertain a motion to approve. And before anybody does that, I have a few things I'd like to add.
I do have some things I'd like to add as
Okay.
well, unless,
Those are the things.
okay.
Well, I guess general business number one, I would like to add, thanking Angie Lemon for her service in sending her a letter. Number 4, I would like to add discussion of Halloween. And number 5, I would like to add discussion of Music in the Park by Jared Mahoney. Actually, so Jared's not going to be the one doing the discussing, he would be the one playing the music. If there are no objections or further additions, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second it.
Somebody's got to move first.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, hey, motion by Powers, second by Hutchins. Roll call, please.
Berger,
Yes or no?
Yes. Sorry.
Powers,
Yes.
Hutchins,
Yes.
McCanny,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes. You have, I'm sorry? Oh. Let the record show that Miss Peltonen showed up at 7:03 and is now present. Quick recap, all we've done is approved the agenda as amended. We added a few items to the general business section. You also have last month's meeting minutes in front of you. If anybody has any questions or comments, now's the time to bring those up. Otherwise, we'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes as they're presented.
I'll second that.
All right. Motion by McCanny, second by Powers to approve the minutes from the July 7th, 2021 Parks meeting. Roll call, please.
Hutchins,
Yes.
Peltonen,
Yes.
Powers,
Yes.
McCanny,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes. All right. Do we have any public comment this evening for anything that?
Berger, I'm sorry,
Yes.
Berger. Sorry.
Oh, did I?
Didn't say my name.
Oh,
Yes.
totally rambled through that. Sorry. Public comment not related to anything already on the agenda.
Yes, probably me.
It must be.
Must be.
What you got for us?
All right.
Scott, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm Scott Beavis, live at 602 South Broad Street. Well, I guess what I'm going to propose is something to find out the feasibility of such a thing. What I'd like to propose, and I guess also should understand, does Cyclone Park fall underneath y'all?
Sure.
It does. And Waterworks
Yes.
and Crapo.
Yes.
Because those would be the three that I mainly speak about, although it all centers right on Cyclone Park. Because what I'd like to do is to take Cyclone Park, for one, to foster it, that and the two other parks. So that way maintenance gets taken a little bit off of DPW and can be pushed off somewhere else where it needs to be. But the real goal of it is to take in Cyclone Park where we have those bays that aren't getting used. Anyway, I know somebody who already talked to me, I've had ideas about it before. This particular one is about a vocational tech center, and it's all just community and service oriented. what it'll be is someplace where we can put in a shop, put in arts and crafts area. We can put in a lawn maintenance, gardening, and so everything centers there so that we'll be able to come in and almost work like a checkout system. So we can come in, check it out with a donation, be able to use it, or you can come in and donate service time as well. So basically just to put it all to use. Now the big thing on it is the cost won't be much. Well, at first it won't cost anything because we will cover the whole cost of setting it up. We'll do the remodel, we'll get everything hooked up. And then and also in turn, we'll maintain Cyclone Park, Crapo Park, and Waterworks Park. So I guess that's the simple route of it, and well, I guess that's simple route to actually do something with our community building that's basically being used as a storage unit right now. And like I said, there is no cost to it other than what you're paying now. And actually, now that I know DPW's contract, you can actually kick some of those costs, well, wherever it needs to go. So I'm not really sure how much to go into it. I mean, I would, if it was a feasible thing, I would definitely write up, the design, show you what it's going to look like, where we'd have to, what we would have to do as far as I can see to get all of it going. I mean, technically, to get it going, I guess it would be just approval because it would just take over the parks, which, and I have to say, which Rue has already done. So he will definitely fill in because that is, well, I guess what we're looking to do is use our community to the fullest of its extent, and we are definitely willing to do so at absolutely no cost. It's not like we're asking for pay, nothing. Basically, it's actually just the use of the building to turn into a community center.
What specifically did you have in mind for, you say a vocational center? What?
Well, what I had in mind was there's 3 different bays. One bay will be set up for automotive, small engine repair, so that you could come in and, if you can't afford to change your oil because, well, you don't want it to cost money, but you don't have the tools to do it, you can come into the community center, do for a donation, donate some of your time, and all the tools and everything will be there for you. And then another bay will have all the woodworking material, so you can have a whole shop. We'll also have, and then I get sidetracked. However, we'll have the wood shop. That way you can, build anything you need to do. If you need to come in and repair your screen, maybe you got a door you need to repair, you can fix that. Another section we'd like to make is, I guess I would like to call it the lawn maintenance area. We'll have all the tools there as well that we're already using for the parks anyway. And that probably won't be more of a loan thing as it is a place where if somebody needs their lawn mowed or they need some landscape help, you can come in, let us know, and we will go out and take care of it between either ourselves or any of our wonderful group of volunteers. Because it does also give a place where all the volunteers have a place to come to one, find out what's ready. Because what it'll allow me to do is, keep in touch with all of our services in the community. That way we can keep a log of, okay, this is where we're struggling. This is where we could use a little help, a little extra here or there, and you can volunteer to go ahead and take care of it. Also, the arts and crafts area, obviously just because I'm a silly artist, but I think that's another way to, get the minds going. It gets everybody creative, it gets them thinking, it gets us outside of our little box and allows us to realize we can do things self-sustainably. And we have a center to which you can come in. If I'm there, you can ask me any kind of questions. If we don't know, we can find out. That way it can help you, repair your house. The other thing, obviously, would be to offer classes, once a week or whenever we could do it. I mean, if I'm there, I definitely don't mind doing it. It's just something that I love to do. So we're gonna have classes, say, for the woodshop area. We'll have a class on something that relates to maintaining your house. Something simple that just goes wrong, like how to fix your door squeak or just, you can't get it to shut all the way, how we fix that. And then, auto repair, obviously we go classes like how to change your oil, how to change a tire, all the way down to the basics of how to use your tools. And then, like I said, everything will be volunteer based. So, and until even if it wouldn't already have a couple volunteers, which I can't see it not doing that, it has a couple already that will already be there all the time because, well, that's what we want to do.
Are you planning on having, is this going to be something that you're going to have staff there from certain hours of the day? You have
Well, I
regular,
think-
regular hours?
What I believe we'd like to do is, oh, sorry.
Here,
Sorry,
let me,
Chris.
let me
Yep,
rattle
yep.
through a couple of questions
All
that
right,
I have
yeah.
real quick, and maybe you've got a business plan that answers all of these. I don't
Got
know.
it.
So my first question is, who's going to be there and during what hours? Where are all these tools going to come from? Who are the classes going to be on a regular basis? Is it going to be ad hoc? Is it going to be just whatever? And then arts and crafts area. Who is somebody supplying arts and crafts? Is this something that people just bring their own to the area? What,
Yeah. Okay.
how deep into this have you gotten?
Okay. Well, okay. So, all right. So a couple different things on how it will be staffed and all that. That obviously will depend on volunteers and how many people are there that want to do it. However, other than that, I would set up just a set of hours that I am there. So it would definitely be open and staffed as long as I was there, and that actually allows a few hours other than one stepping out to do the maintenance. Other than that, schedule a class. So it's actually a lot like a person who wants to come in and volunteer some time and all. And we have our website that lets you know, hey, these are the hours that we're going to be open today. These are the hours someone will be there. Or even, would you like to be the person who provides the hours? As far as the supplies, and I guess that's both wrapped into one there, is that work in a couple of ways as well. We have seed money set aside that we were going to just go ahead and get a building and do this with anyway. So we're not gonna, and if we do, when we were to do this, we would just take that seed money and go ahead and stock it up full of everything. And right now, we've also been in the process of finding it, because it's kind of the process as well. Because we find it, we fix it, and we use it for whatever we need. And that's right. And the other thing was kind of like we can operate kind of like a consignment type thing, where you lend your tools in, but every tool there is available to be purchased. So we get it between donations, and then the possibility of someone wanting to sell it. So here, go ahead and use it until it sells. And we also have the seed money that we've already put aside to start getting more tools. There's no sense, there was no sense in getting all of it
Sure.
without the idea.
Well, sure.
I think I got most of that
let's not
stuff.
put
Arts and crafts also, will
No
be
sense
provided.
putting the cart before the horse. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to have the building before you can.
Yes, right.
Got to have a place to put the tools.
Yes, exactly.
So, okay.
Yep. Oh, and that was the other thing. There was also wasted space, because when we come through, a lot of it would be salvaged so that we can do building and stuff like that. Well, in order to solve the problem of where you put it, the old tennis courts, Rue had already started clearing to make a little trail through it. However, if we will go through and just take out all the trees and such in the middle, we can leave up a natural fence that's always there. So that way all the supplies and such can be stored back there.
Okay.
And
I-
That's
yes.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I worked on a grant today for Cyclone Park for the very building you're talking about,
Uh-huh.
to go into the state of Michigan for a senior center, VA center. That
Okay.
isn't to say two can't be on
Right. Right.
Cyclone Park. It's a huge park.
Right. Oh, exactly.
But when you say you had the seed money, we have had appraisals, now, estimates on the interior repair
Yes.
of Cyclone Park. And today one of the people I was talking to said, Rick, it's gonna cost you $700,000,
Okay.
$350,000.
Right.
I go, because we were writing this grant to the state of Michigan.
Right.
So, do you have that sort?
Well, that's the thing. No, because first of all, that's an insane number. That is way outside any number that should be there, I would guess. I mean, because in order to, anyway.
It might be just different levels of.
Yes.
of
Yeah.
remodeling.
Yes,
remodeling. though,
exactly.
too.
Ours was a total remodel,
Yeah.
including the exterior of it
Yes.
and interior of
Yes.
it. Because the exterior needs as much remodeling
All right.
Yeah.
as the interior.
Then I guess to answer that question, it goes back to, yes, once again, all it doesn't come just from seed money. It also comes from the salvaging of all these materials that we need in order to remodel. So therefore, we're saving what is probably is the largest cost of any build. The supplies and labor, neither of which have to be covered because we've covered them.
The only thing I would like to see,
Yeah.
and don't,
Oh,
I like
you're-
your idea. Your
yeah, you're
idea is,
good.
I think, a very good idea. I've been pitching the idea for this park to be used. It's a beautiful 7-acre park, totally underutilized.
Yep.
And I would applaud anybody that could come in and do something with it, because it won't take away from the senior center.
Right.
Because we can still build the senior center.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. You
I
know, and
would
they
only
love that.
ask that if you could have a business plan
Yes.
that you could present to us, so we can have a much better idea on how you plan on proceeding to raise your money
Yep.
and move forward with it.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
that,
don't
yeah.
want to discourage you.
No, no, no. That's is exactly what we're here for right now is the feasibility. Well, it would be called a feasibility study, I guess. I'm not. Don't like going back into the whole. Anyway, so yes, we can go ahead and do that. We'll see again. To address all your questions, and that's what I mean. Should there be concerns, that would be the best place to hit me with them now, so that I can address them in the business plan, the business outline, and from start to finish, and in my head, well beyond. So.
Business plans I've written a few of them. You would just have to put your ideas down,
Yes.
and then we have to decide on whether it's feasible or not.
Well,
You
no,
can't
once
base it
again,
on-
yeah, well, no, what I can base it on is the interest. And
Yeah.
is there an interest? Because why make up a business plan if y'all have no interest in it
I
in the
have
first place?
interest.
Yes, and that's all I really need to know, right? That and the questions. So, yeah, absolutely. That works for me.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome. Oh,
Can I
sorry.
say something?
Oh,
It's
sure.
a little bit disrelated,
Oh,
but
you're right.
along the lines of giving back to the community, I really appreciate all of the help that you've given us in the parks, all the cleanup that you've spent. There's been, I mean, I have no idea how many hours, but you've accomplished a lot, and I think that shouldn't go unacknowledged.
Do appreciate it. And whenever you already know me, there's never a need to do that because that is kind of who I am now.
Very appreciate it.
I appreciate it for sure. And I'll do the business plan and get that going.
Thank you.
Thanks, Evan.
Anybody else have anything? Any questions, comments?
On that,
Yeah, on Scott's subject.
lots, but I think it'll be
Right.
covered in business.
Yeah, I think I think we can agree that we all like the idea of utilizing that building, and that sounds like I mean, with the garage door bays being there, and I think that sounds like a feasible idea. We just get some particulars, and we can look at it a little more closely and make a decision. Great. Thanks again.
Do you guys plan on demoing that whole building? Is
That
what
was
the-
not the plan. No, the
Oh,
plan
there
was to
no plan.
remodel
So
it.
You say 350.
To remodel it.
To remodel it, not demo it, to remodel it.
That's a lot of money.
There's currently
Well,
no.
I mean, you'd basically be tearing it down to the studs
Right.
and redoing everything in
Okay,
it.
so it's,
Yeah.
yeah, almost a demo, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you'd basically just be starting with a shell, and
It's pretty bad in there currently.
I mean, the exterior
It
walls are.
hasn't been touched for 12 years at least. So
I was
they
gonna
moved
say
out of there.
30, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, they moved the EMS out of there like 3 years after I moved in, so I've been here 15 years. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
There's just garbage all around it too, so.
All right, moving on. We'll hit the old business. Memorial or the women's memorial update is up first. Who's gonna take off
Were
on
you
that?
here for the same reason, or did you have public
Oh, I
comment?
just ran into him, he said he was coming. over, so I-
Oh, you're just hanging out with us.
Yeah,
All right.
see what you guys do.
We appreciate the company.
Yeah, sure.
The Women's Memorial update. So I did get an email. I got a call from Kristen Watt this morning saying there was a possibility she wasn't going to be able to make it. So I guess that I'll assume that that's the case since she's not here. She asked me if she could send an email in case that happened. So I'll just read that to you. All aspects of the event planning are done. The park is clear and clean. We had 22 volunteers on the last installment of cleanup. Installation of the sign memorial will be handled by Brian and DPW. I've requested wood chips be delivered on the August 19th to be spread over the concrete area, and myself and volunteers will be out there in the evening of the 19th and the 20th finishing the space. I have priced some options that include pavers instead of a wood border, and I'm leaning in that direction. My goal is this space to be complete by the evening of August 20th. I have reached out to the DPW to see if we can borrow the golf cart to escort guests from Crapo parking lot, the old fire station, etc. for the event. We also have 2 private citizens who are volunteering their golf carts for guest transport as well. Nick Klemp will be meeting me and our volunteers at Waterworks the morning of the 28th to set up a sound system at 8:30 a.m. Battle Alley Coffee will be bringing their trailer. I would like to ask Sarah me, what's she asking me? If she would be willing to pick up and deliver the donated Holly donuts to the welcome table or the coffee trailer. All right. All events, marketing posters have been given to Nick Klemp and will be distributed across Holly businesses and further web promotion next Wednesday after the council has approved the special event. The event time is 9:45 a.m. to 12 p.m. A trailer owned by Steve and Melanie Pruitt will be parked at the south end of the gravel parking lot along Broad Street the night before, and that will contain all of the chairs and tables and tents for setup the next morning. Chief Narsh has approved this parking and let the Holly PD know to leave it alone. Nicole is finalizing the paper program and it looks amazing. I'll be following up with contacting honorees next week. Confirmed speakers at the event are herself, Nicole, Ina, that's your Nicole Rankin?
I believe so.
Ina Golden, Joe Mishler, Congresswoman Slotkin, Angie Stindy, Ryan Delaney, Jen Shannon, April Brandon, music by The Human State, and Samantha Beeler. Performances by Vision and Motion Dance Company are under the direction of Angie Stindy. Chief Narsh and Chief McGee will also be speaking, and Katrina Berger and Son will be playing taps and echo during a moment of silence. Thank you for all of your support, and I believe that this is going to be an amazing morning here in Holly. From Kristen. She said that she specifically asked for those wood chips to be placed next to that concrete pad. And I said maybe we should ask you to put them in the center, and she thought that was actually a good idea instead of next to.
Just
It's
dump
less
them right
work.
on it.
Just dump it right in the center of the pad. It's
And I
less-
told her that we have to make sure we have decent wood chips. So
Okay,
I'll have to figure.
okay. Just was thinking that that's less work than moving them for her. And
Since
also
that's where she
she's not
wants them
gonna-
anyways.
Yeah, and then she could just spread them instead
Right,
of
you could just,
putting them.
zhuzh
Plus,
them a
she's not
little.
gonna get rid of the dirt mark in time for her event, doing it that close to the event. Well, there's always leaves like a big, you can't get all of them moved over, you know, and it disappears after a couple of months. Or weeks, depending on rain.
All right. Thank you for that update.
And yeah, so she's definitely, after
there's
speaking
more.
with you, I
Mhm.
guess at, the cleanup
Okay.
that you guys were doing, she's definitely leaning towards just having no wood. She's trying to find cement options
Yeah,
for.
stone options are definitely
Yeah.
a better option because wood is just gonna rot and it'll be, you'll have to replace it in 10 or 15 years.
Right, yeah, and I agree. I said I thought that was great.
Yeah,
She
something
told me
a
that
little
on the phone, I didn't see it in here.
Something a little more permanent is always better. We're gonna keep it there forever. Number 2 is gonna be a holidays update, and I think you're gonna lead that one too.
Okay, so I don't have anything specifically prepared. It seems to be rolling along just fine, so long as this Delta variant doesn't shut everything down, we should be good. It's rolling along. The next holidays meeting is on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. I think that there's also a village council meeting that day, so it should be a short and sweet meeting. I don't want to change it. I want to roll with that.
On the 10th,
I think so, yeah.
next Tuesday, yeah. Okay. Item number 3. Angie Lemon has officially resigned from the Parks Commission. If we haven't already, can we draft a thank you letter and send that to her?
That would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, she did, even when she wasn't on the board, she's always volunteering, so,
Mm-hmm. If she was in town tonight, I'll bet you she'd be here.
yeah, she probably would be.
Is there any discussion, anybody heard anything about any other applicants applying for parks? We have an open seat we need to get filled. Yes,
I think Scott was I think he was offering.
I don't know.
You
for
never know what
anybody,
it's
and
gonna
also
take.
anybody that's listening or seeing this recording later, The way that you would apply for that is you would go into the village office and you would fill out a citizen participation form and submit it. Send it in. You can send it to the village office. You can email to the village office. You can bring it into the village office.
How many days a month is it?
One.
One?
Well,
One meeting a month.
one meeting a month is what we're committed to, but all of us volunteer a lot of time outside of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, we do
So you know.
parks cleanup, we organize holidays, we have holiday meetings, Halloween.
Music in the park,
Yeah, I mean, we've got some other things going
farmers
on.
market.
Well,
There's a
farmers
lot
market's
going
kinda gotten on autopilot,
Yes,
so we've gotten lucky with that.
but
so.
it does fall under our jurisdiction
Right,
though.
yeah,
Oh, that's nice, oh, yeah.
so. It's kinda like the reserves, one weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. That's about the amount of time we spend on parks.
Right.
Kinda.
Yes.
Yeah, except the 2 weeks is spread out over the whole year, it's not all at
Yeah,
once.
Right.
All right, next on our agenda, number 4 is gonna be Halloween. Sarah, you requested this be added, what's
So
your pleasure?
So Halloween, it would be our next event after Holly Days. Just wanna make sure there's no change. And also bring it to everybody's attention that our annual date for Halloween is always the Saturday before Halloween. That falls on, that's the day before Halloween this year. So it would be October 30th. Do we wanna follow tradition, or do we wanna do the weekend before that? I was thinking just following with tradition, but just wanted to make sure that nobody thought that was counterproductive, having it the day before. It's a lot of candy for the kids.
6 of one, half dozen of the other to me.
It's about the
Okay.
way I feel too, is
Yeah, so I think we should
Makes
just
no
keep it
difference.
because that's
That's
traditionally
been
what we
traditionally
do.
when we've had it.
Also, the general premise that we've been doing is, we involve the downtown businesses to pass out the candy. We then usher the kids across over to Crapo Park. We have a bonfire, which we get approval from the fire department. We usually get them to light it and watch it. We hand out donuts and cider, and we host a costume contest. And usually we have music in the park, Halloween music. And we've done tractor rides, but I don't know about if that would be able to happen this year.
Yeah, I don't,
So stick with the same concept,
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
the same format I think is gonna be just fine.
and everybody's on board with doing it again this year?
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as we don't get shut down again.
Oh, I know. That
Oh,
wasn't us.
that's, yeah,
I love the
that-
idea
that
that
wa-
wasn't us.
it was on that day, but it wasn't us, so that just happened.
Yeah, it doesn't just happen. We do solicit other groups to do things in conjunction with us, and that would be lovely if we had a flash mob again. That was me. But yeah, it's not the Parks Commission, but yeah, I did orchestrate that. I would love to see that happen again. It was me, you're right. But, and then also, usually happening at the same time as the Holly Hotel doing the witches luncheon, but that, again, that's not us. That's not, yeah, so we try to get other groups to do things on the same day, cause then it's more going on.
The more going on, the more people come down to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I'll make sure that we put on our Facebook page Halloween on the 30th. We'll start promoting that to the public, and then I'll do my usual, rallying the troops, the different groups that are part of that.
Okay,
Hopefully everything comes together.
here, this has pretty much been your agenda for the night. Cause number 5 was put on the agenda at your request as well. Music in the Park, Jared Mahoney, what's
Okay,
what's
so I
going on
had a
with him?
resident contact me, said she has a friend, Jared Mahoney, that likes to just travels around and likes to do concerts. He calls them living room concerts. Like he goes to people's houses and you can just have all of your friends over. she wondered, she doesn't have a big living room, she wanted to host him, but she wondered if she could have access to Crapo Park. I said, I thought it was a great idea, but it would have to be promoted as free to the public and open to the public if it was gonna be at the park, and especially if we waive the fee for use of the park. She sent me a link with his website. His name is Jared Mahoney, Mahone. Looks like great music, and he wants to do it for free. He brings all of his equipment, and they're gonna do their own promotion, so. He wanted to know if he could come on either August 30th or August 31st, which is a Monday or a Tuesday evening. And both of those days are open. The last that I heard, which was a couple hours ago at the Moose, I ran into her and she said he's thinking the 31st, which would be a Tuesday. Does the Parks Commission have any objection to a free concert in the park for the public?
Not from me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, you're talking Crapo Park.
yeah, yep,
At the
Okay.
pavilion.
yep,
Okay, so.
yeah, is this something we would need to have a special event form filled out, or can we just make a?
Yeah, we
ma-
would have to have a special events form on it, I'm sure.
I mean,
No, I don't know if we do. Can she just fill out a request to rent the park that night? No, because it would be for public, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
for private.
right,
I
would
think
be,
you need a special events.
Well,
But it's only
well,
a couple
but
of weeks beforehand,
it'd
we
be a-
can't get it
but
through
it'd
the
be a
line.
parks event.
Well, the ones I have done, they've approved administratively. They don't necessarily go before council.
Right.
Jerry Walker could just approve it administratively, which is a
Okay,
pretty simple process.
Well, I imagine it is. It's
so I would have to get a special events form for that. I'll fill that out and submit it to Debbie. And maybe give Jerry a heads up about it. Okay,
yeah. I mean, and there's even if it did need to go before council, there's meeting next week, so that would be before the event, so we'd be fine.
okay, I'll do that.
Just in case we need a motion, I'll make a motion that we approve the idea of the Music in the Park, Tuesday, August 31st, Jared Mahoney, free to the public, and it's a parks event, so there wouldn't be any charge to him to use the pavilion.
I'll second it.
Very good.
Okay, great.
Roll call.
Peltonen,
Yes.
McCanny,
Yes,
Hutchins,
Yes.
Powers,
Yes.
Berger,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes. Did you do Gail?
yes, she started
Okay.
with Gail.
Okay. I didn't remember hearing her say yes. All right. Okay, that leads us to the end of general business. Any reports for us, Brian? Anything new? What's going on around town?
The swings are replaced at Crapo Park,
Thank you
Okay.
for that.
and 2 swings have been ordered for Waterworks Park, the larger ones, like the ones across the way,
The bench swings?
the bench
The
swings.
Gale swings?
The Gale swings. That's a great name for them.
Those have been ordered, so we should see those before we see the slide and the, cargo net, so. Though, I don't know if, before the last meeting, the, split rail fence has been taken down at Waterworks.
Yep.
I gotta coordinate with Joe, he came in last week while I was on vacation, locating some rocks. We'll get those placed, we met with, Bob Hoffman and Dr. Safaro and Nick Klemp and myself met today to talk about landscaping around the entrance signs, so we're gonna try to have the entrance sign at Waterworks done before the Ladies Memorial,
Oh, great.
Great.
or Women's
That'd be nice.
Memorial, so, we got some landscaping ideas from one of the DPW employees that does that on the side, so they like those ideas, so I gotta get some costs for those, for plants and different ideas, and then we'll try to get that done before the Women's Memorial, but that's coming up quickly. I did get your email, Sarah, about the gazebo, but I didn't number them as 1, 2, 3. And if I understood correctly, after the last meeting, I thought we were axing the, kayak locker idea.
Yep.
And you had
That was
men-
my understanding too.
But you had mentioned raising that up. Any modifications you do to that to make it more AD compliant adds money.
I'm sure.
So,
Either way, without the location and the specifics, it was unanimous that everybody liked the biggest rectangle one.
Right. Okay, so I will get some costs on that, and we're probably looking at spring now, just based on how fast the year's going by, so, and the amount of projects that are still out there, so.
Okay.
And hopefully Saginaw will be open by Friday.
Oh, wow.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
If not, they will be working Saturday, so.
All right. Mr. Powers, any comments of your own?
Couple of things going on. We're doing the karaoke in the alley, and that's going to be coming up a week from this Thursday. Along with the karaoke, we're going to be doing cornhole in the alley at the same time. They are going to be doing a 50-50. All the proceeds of that will be going to bringing in the large Vietnam Wall into Holly, which would be August of 2022, which
Okay.
is very exciting. So it will be really the first fundraiser for that. And so far, the karaoke in the alley's gone quite well. Some people should be singing, some people should sit down. But they all put their heart into it, and that's the important thing.
Right. As long as
And,
they're having fun.
they're having a lot of fun, and the thing I really like about it is most karaoke takes place in bars, and a lot of times younger adults can't do the karaoke.
Right.
And we've been having a lot of younger people, 13, 15-year-olds have been doing the karaoke. Matter of fact, there was a 13-year-old girl. She had a fabulous voice. She's done the best of anybody so far, and so we've seen some people with some really good talent. So,
Nice.
and then it brings in the people to the downtown area, to the ice cream shop, and just generates interest in downtown Holly. So, it's gone over well. If you can make it, please join us for it. It's a lot of fun.
When's the next one?
A week from Thursday. A week
A
from
week
tomorrow.
from tomorrow?
Yep.
For the cornhole, is it correct that you have to bring your own boards?
Well, it
I
was
saw that
up
on-
until about an hour ago. About an hour ago, Holly Lanes donated some cornhole.
Oh, great, okay.
Yeah,
I
so
saw
they
that on
donated.
social media, and I don't have boards, but.
Well, we have some boards that were donated by Brian from Holly Lanes. I just found that out about an hour ago.
That's
So we
nice.
will have some boards down there. So, yeah, it's really a fun game. And for the kids, if you want to have them play, instead of having it 27 feet, there's like a 15-foot for like kids 13 or 14 and younger.
Right.
So the kids can play too, and we'll set it up for them to play. They'll just play on a smaller field or smaller court. Matter of fact, the more kids we can do things at doing these things, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Mr. Hutchins.
I went down into our rock dump at Sorensen Park. It was formed back when they were making the ball fields. There was a gravel pit, and I found at least maybe a dozen good-sized boulders.
Okay.
What do you
I-
mean by good size?
Oh, well, take probably 4 of them chairs and put them together.
Okay.
They're good size. They probably weigh close to maybe 1,500 to 2,000 pounds apiece. Which we have a tractor there, but it won't lift it. It's a John Deere. But I have to get with Brian, and I have to get with my board to okay taking rocks out of the dump.
Okay.
But like I say, these rocks we can't even move. They were put there for
With an
the rock
excavator
dump.
or something.
because they didn't have no place for them. And they've been there for 40 years. So we haven't had a use for them, and I think that's why I got clear with the board. We'll get them out of there.
With what?
Yeah.
Do we have something larger
Our
than
backhoe
the John?
should be able to move them.
Yeah,
Okay.
backhoe will probably do.
Oh, okay.
All we have is a little 300 John
Maybe
Deere
we'd be
tractor.
happy to help you guys clean
Huh?
up that mess.
Well, yeah. It's
That's what
just
I'm
off where the no sledding hill is. It's down into a ravine, but there's access from the chip pile up. We can get something in there. But like I say, they're good sized boulders. Nasty.
All right.
So I will be, next Wednesday, I have a township parks meeting and I'll discuss it with the commission
Okay.
and see if we can in-kind service to village parks some rocks.
How many
Great.
did you say you thought you saw?
Well, I was down in there beating off the deer flies, and I counted at least 10 or 12 good-sized boulders. I didn't go way down into the dump. These are the easy ones,
Right.
and
Good.
Would we be able to help you get, do you guys have smaller ones too that we could like put in between these giant ones?
that's why I think down in the rock dump down in there farther is we call them hard heads. They're about the size of heads, and we threw those down in there.
So it'd be
Okay.
nice to get the whole, where the whole fence line was, replace it with rocks.
Yeah, and that might be something. The brush is pretty tight, and that might be something that can be done after the fall once the brush goes out.
Right.
Go down and pick up the hard heads because we can put those in pickup trucks or trailers.
Right.
But the big ones are
Okay.
nasty.
Good
I'll-
news.
I'll be coordinating with Brian after the meeting.
Okay. Great. Ms. Berger, any comments?
Can I bring up things at Carl Richter here? I don't know if that.
Sure.
I know that later this month, is it the 27th possibly? There is a young post 9/11 or / Gulf War veterans roundtable happening in the evening. I think it's 5 p.m. here at Carl Richter Center with Alyssa Slotkin. So we've done other roundtables, and they more or less concentrated on older, Vietnam War type or era type veterans and their concerns. This one's going to focus more on the younger veterans and how we can, what we can pass through Congress and to help them when they're transitioning out, or help them learn of the benefits that there are available out there. So that's happening.
And what was the date
I think that's the 27th.
of August?
So too.
Yeah, at 5
This
p.m.
month?
Yep, of this
Okay.
month here at the Carl Richter at the Resource Center, the Veteran Resource Center there. We have a monthly vet to vet. That's the third Monday,
Yep, third Monday, yeah.
5:37. I think that's all I have to add. That's not other stuff.
Can't think of anything.
So.
Ms. Pelton.
I called William, and
Did they answer the phone?
they did. They did. And they told me, call back in October,
What?
maybe.
Maybe.
They'll have something.
It's a
Yeah,
bunch
Okay.
of crap.
so,
All right. Well, I mean, we had a good turnout at the last parks cleanup with just village people. So it was nice to see. Nicole made a funny comment. She said, she said it was nice to see so many people out here that weren't court ordered to be here.
right.
And it was it was nice to see residents out there working.
It was a really nice day.
Miss McCanny, do you have anything?
I do. Thank you, Brian. I feel like everything we brought up in last month's meeting, I feel like the DPW has covered. The table graffiti in Crapo Park seems to be gone. I don't know how you did that. Maybe you just replaced the whole table. I don't know how you did it, but anyway, it looks great. I noticed that the playgrounds have more of the what do you call it? The wood chips there, the softball. They look really good. Everything is. We got those swings replaced. Are we still waiting on the slide and the net for Lakeside?
Yeah, that's 15 to 18 weeks.
All right. Thank you for getting those dumpsters out there. I tried to follow up with that. That's when I realized you were on vacation, and even though you were on vacation, you were on top of it. And they all got delivered, and that was great. If we can have the weed whipping done at Waterworks Park, I know that you thought that they were probably doing it, but it doesn't seem like they were. But now if we can have that,
They've been reminded.
yeah, that'd be awesome. The farmers market, I've been following up with Diana on a regular basis, like we were last year, and that's rolling along great. She's got 50+ vendors every week. She's going to actually have an expansion of the farmers market for 1 week coming up on the 22nd of August. There will be food trucks over on the other side. There's going to be 5, which is 3 additional to what she normally has.
Wow.
And then she was hoping to also do something over there, like maybe she was going to reach out to Chief McGee and see if it was possible to have a fire truck or something else for the kids to do over there.
When you say over there,
I'm sorry, on the other side of the parking lot, so where the playground is,
oh,
that side,
okay.
not just where she normally is. And that's it.
Okay. I just wanted to thank everyone that came out and helped clean up at Waterworks over the weekend. It was, like I said, it was nice to see Holly residents out there
Yeah.
helping. That was nice. And then I also, Brian, can we take down the Playful City signs one of these days? Since we're not a member any longer and they're
I
starting
don't
to look
even
a
think
little.
there's such a thing as Playful City
Yeah, I
USA anymore. I
Yeah,
think that group dissolved.
I don't know if that there is, but they're starting to get faded anyway, so next time you guys are out doing sign maintenance, if you think about it, I think there's 4 of them.
Yeah, they're all, some of them are out in the township. I know there's one on East Holly Road quite a ways, but
Yeah, right as you get off the freeway.
yeah, I can get a hold of Gordon from the road commission and see if he can get that one down.
Yeah, and I know there's one coming in at Waterworks, there's one coming in at the north end, and then there might be 2 on Grange Hall.
Yeah, I think there's one on either end.
Yeah. So we can just start thinking about getting rid of those. And that was all I had. If there's no further public comment,
I just had a question. Would it be possible to arrange getting to see the building so that I get an idea of the, I mean, it's easy to look at the outside and know repairs and remodel stuff, but the inside I haven't seen.
Brian's always let us in. Not to put you on the spot, Brian, but
I think George has keys as well, doesn't he?
I do too, and it's that we use it as liquor storage.
And then the other one was actually gonna be Brian, because just had said, been on my mind if it was possible, but then I heard you mention wood chips about being good or bad, but however, do you have wood chips that would be okay for the parking lot? The landscaping in the middle of the parking lot, Crapo Park?
I'm gonna get some regular mulch delivered down there.
Okay, cause I was gonna say, if you get it done, then I'll be glad to fill it all in, so.
Yeah, we'll probably try to do that right before holidays,
Okay.
so that it's fresh looking for holidays.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Chris, I do have one more thing I just remembered, if I could, and I think it's DPW. There was a Purple Heart sign that was, maybe, I think it's Milford Road, when the big Holly sign was put in, that, it's been told to me that it was removed and not replaced again. And so I know there are some veterans who are hoping that
I didn't think we have to
Purple
move
Heart.
a couple, I didn't think they removed any of them, but I will check on that.
Okay, they were concerned that it has not been put back, so.
Yeah, they're supposed to call us on those, but I didn't think any of those got moved.
Yeah.
We have to move them when we do the landscaping, but at, Waterworks, you said, is
I
that?
think it was the near the Waterworks, that sign. I have a couple people have mentioned that, so if you could have that looked at.
Yeah, I know they had, the placement of them is gonna change,
Mhm.
but I didn't
Right.
know that they took any of them down. Thought they were just gonna take them out, move them and put them back in.
Or they
So-
haven't been maybe put back in yet, so.
Maybe,
they
but yeah, they're not going,
noticed, so.
you can assure them they're not going away permanently,
Okay,
so.
thank you.
Well, if it has been removed, I need to find out where it went, so. If the sign company didn't do the sign,
Right.
took it, or they brought it to us, so,
Yeah, well, at very least we'll find it.
yes.
All right, if there's nothing further, going once, going twice, we will adjourn at 7:49.
Great. Do you want me to take a picture with your?
I guess.
You move Memorial
Sure.
August 20th?
Sure.
Hey, Jesse,